Hello everyone. Today I made a nice delicious hot plate of awesomeness and I would like to share this with you. I'm having it over rice and some fried sweet plantains. So continue to watch and I'll show you the entire recipe. Glad you can be here. It's Caribbean Ducks. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell. Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen. It's Caribbean Ducks. I hope everyone is staying healthy and eating fine, eating all that delicious organic stuff so you can be strong and healthy. It's a new year and I'm gonna show you a different recipe. So follow along. Today the Duckman is doing goat. It's a different recipe from your usual stuff that you're familiar with. I have my goat meat here. I'm gonna wash it up and season it up and I'll show you how we make a delicious goat meat stew. This is my universal recipe. Follow along. It's delicious. Keep watching. So guys, I'm fortunate enough to have a yard like this where I can grow lots of stuff, a lot of medicinal stuff, lots of fruits. And today for our recipe, I'm gonna get some of this stuff right here. This is my annatto plant. I have a giant annatto plant that I'm gonna get some annatto from. Just a few of these annatto pods right here. See them? We're gonna get the seeds out of these to use in our stew. There they are. Got a few of these, and I'll show you how I use it in my stews. So most of you guys are familiar with this. I've shown this in many of my videos. This is what is used to color food. Natural food coloring. This is the lipstick fruit. It's the fruit that they use in many rituals in South America, the native Indians. This is used to color cheese. This is what Goya use in their recipe, in their seasoning. So this is what we're using. Natural stuff, keeping it natural, healthy. And we're gonna put this in our stew. Check this out, guys. Almost time. We got our pigeon peas coming along well. Good here. We're gonna get ready to harvest this soon. Pigeon peas, gandules. Yes. Now I'm gonna get started with about 4 pounds of goat meat chopped. I'm gonna wash in white vinegar and lime because it's our culture to wash everything clean. And here we have our infused olive oil. I have garlic, thyme, ginger, black peppercorn, and rosemary infused into that olive oil. We're gonna need our tomato puree. We're gonna need onions. We're gonna need garlic, small piece of ginger, carrots, our bell pepper. We're gonna need celery and parsley. We're gonna need scallions, our fine leaf thyme, and rosemary, along with our dried pepper here. We're using lots of capsaicin today to make it nice and flavorful and delicious. We have ancho and guajillo, and this is my annatto, and these are dry spices. I have 1 teaspoon of ground chipotle mix, 1 teaspoon turmeric, 1 teaspoon paprika, 1 teaspoon red Kashmiri chili powder, and our toasted whole cumin seeds or whole peppercorn because we want it fresh and delicious and spicy and mouth-watering, tantalizing. So continue to watch as I prepare the rest of the ingredients. I'm gonna wash my meat right now. Yes, guys, the reason why we wash our meat, especially Caribbean folks, is to get all that rankness out, or most of it at least, and that bloody water gotta come out of there. So we wash our meat. That's right. And now I drained, and I'm beginning to season with some of my own home blended green seasoning. It has everything you can think about. So now I'm gonna mix it up here and set it aside to marinate and let some of that seasoning penetrate into that meat. So you know it's gonna be awesome, right? Let's go. So now I'm just gonna rough cut all my ingredients because we're gonna make this a different type of stew. This reminds me of a peri-peri dish, all the same ingredients, maybe a few variation. So we're gonna rough cut all our ingredients and set it aside to get ready to puree. Now I'm using two kinds of onions here. I'm using a red onion here, and I'm using a white onion. You can use any kind of onions, but you gotta use a good amount of onion. And I'm also going in with my fresh green scallion here right from the garden. And I like to cut off the ends and replant them so I can have more. So if you do this, put it into a nice organic soil. Within a couple of weeks, you should see growth like this, and you'll be ready to harvest in about 3 weeks. All new green onion or scallions, so you can use in your recipe fresh. And now we're gonna move on to our celery that I'm gonna rough cut. And the reason why I'm rough cutting all my vegetables and seasoning is so that the blender make good work of it and it's easier to break down. Now I have here my thumb-sized piece of ginger, added layer of flavor here. And we're gonna cut that up a little bit more and set that to the sides. And now I have my thyme and my rosemary. Just a couple of sprigs of rosemary right out of the backyard and some fresh fine leaf thyme. And that's gonna add so much flavor and bring this up to a different level. Lots of flavor here. Good tasting flavor too. So we're just gonna shred everything here and set it to the side. Now I got about 9 cloves of garlic that I'm gonna rough cut also and add to my collection here. As you can see here, I'm building up the flavors here. All these awesome, delicious herbs and spices will add so much flavor. Now I'm just gonna randomly rough cut my carrots and I'll save that to the end. I'm not gonna blend up the carrot. The carrot goes in towards the end of my stew because I want it to stay whole. And here's for our dry spices, our black peppercorns, our whole cumin and annatto seeds. And we're going in with 1 teaspoon of each. And here's our ancho pepper and our guajillo pepper that I'm gonna shred to pieces and remove all the seeds. And then I'll add it to my grinder. We don't want the seeds to bitter up our seasoning, so I remove most of all the seeds and break it up into manageable pieces so the grinder can pulverize everything. So these peppers are so flavorful. They're used in a lot of Mexican dishes, and I'm using them to give it another layer of flavor, a nice smoky flavor. They're not hot. They're not hot, but they add a different level of spiciness. Just loads of flavor. So as I remove these seeds, I'm gonna attempt, we have a lot of seeds here that I remove. I'm gonna attempt to grow them. I don't know if they've been through a process of toasting or roasting, but here we are, all ground up into a nice fine powder, ready to go into our recipe. And now we're gonna blend all our vegetables and rest of the seasoning. We want to make this into a nice puree. Guys, you could just imagine the flavors of this here with all the peppers and capsaicins, onions, garlic, thyme. And we add a little bit of water, maybe a 1/4 cup of water just to get it going. And we're gonna blend this down into a nice puree. And within seconds, this is what we're looking like. Everything is all pureed and ready to be used. Smelling awesome. Now here's my infused oil here, and you can do this right at home as well. Add into a container or bottle. Preferably it's better to use a glass container. Get some garlic, thyme. We're gonna go in with a piece of rosemary and black peppercorn, and that's all you need to have your flavored oil. Gonna add a few teaspoons of that. Now I'm gonna go in with my meat. And what I'm gonna do here is kinda saute this meat and get it to fry just a little bit. Lock in some of those flavor. And here's the rest of our ingredients here. We have a tomato sauce here, freshly ground tomato sauce with the rest of our dry seasoning spices, and our carrots set aside and waiting for this pot to go. And while we're doing this, I would like to give a big shout out to all my viewers, all my subscribers, all my folks from Canada who's been in the cold. I want you guys to try this recipe. So I guarantee you it's gonna kick up the temperature a notch and warm you up. So after we remove the meat from the oil, we're gonna leave the remaining oil in there with all that flavor, and we're gonna go in with our puree mix. We also want this to cook in the oil and fry for a little bit. And as you can see, it'll take a few minutes. It'll change color. Now we're going with our dry seasoning, and we're gonna mix it all together here. And now for the rest of our capsaicin and turmeric, we add it all together here. I had my chipotle, paprika, and chili powder. All goes in at the same time here. Now we're gonna fry that up so it all blend in well and release all those flavors. So we're gonna let that cook down for about 10 minutes on low heat. And then we're gonna go in with our tomato puree. This is about 2 cups of tomato puree. Yes, guys, this is gonna be a rich dish. Now we're going with our carrots after everything has been fried up and cooked. And I'm going in with about a cup of water so our stew could cook down well. Give it a good stir. And we're cooking on medium to low heat here. And now I'm gonna add the meat back into the pot to continue with our stew. Remember, this meat has been seasoned and sauteed and fried for a little bit, so it's almost halfway done. Now we add it back to our stew, and we're gonna continue to cook here. Give it a good mix, and we're gonna cover this down and cook with medium to low heat for about 30-35 minutes until it gets all nice and tender and absorb all those flavors. And here we are, guys. We're almost down to the end. This is a super delicious stew. Here it is, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my goat meat stew recipe. I'm glad you can join me in the kitchen and I can be able to share with you guys. Give this a try and warm up your soul. This is one of my best stew recipe for goat meat. Hope you guys like it. Enjoy the video. Give me a thumbs up. Drop me a few lines of encouragement. And I'll see you back in the kitchen for another exciting recipe. So today I'm serving this up with some brown rice and fried ripe plantain. Thank you for watching and have a blessed day. It's Caribbean Ducks.